is the Chrissie Swan Show.
Indeed it is, but unfortunately the Chrissie Swan Show is missing one crucial part this afternoon. The Chrissie part. That's okay though, it's Jack Charles with you. We're going to relive some of our best bits from 2024. One of my favourite guests this year has been Jess Mauboy, Aussie acting royalty, Kat Stewart, she's going to call through, and Rikki Lee, she dropped her new album on Friday, On My Own.
The Chrissie Swan Show.
Kat Stewart recently called into the show to tell us about a cameo Chrissie once made on one of her TV shows.
We were talking about the new judges on The Voice, and one of them is Kate Miller-Heidke, and she is famous for many, many amazing things, but this song is just one of the greats. Anyway, we heard it in the studio and it immediately took us back to our television addiction, Offspring. Now, Offspring was the most important show of 5 or 6 years, I reckon.
And people still talk about Patrick's death to this day. My auntie does. I still have never watched the show, but last night, Swanee, I went home and watched that scene on YouTube and it made me cry. And I've only seen 5
minutes
of the show.
And you didn't even know the backstory. No. I mean, not a word of a lie, I'm still not over it. And that was 10 years ago. It was 10 years ago. So I was talking to Tom, who is also an Offspring fan, and I said to him, showing off, I said, so did you like my cameo in there? And of course he stopped watching after
Patrick
died. So he didn't see me on Offspring. And to be honest, sometimes I think, did it even happen? Because it's like a dream come true. I've never acted before. I've never acted since. I mean, let's face it, I wasn't acting then. But I promised you that today I would talk about it and how it happened.
You always allude to some memorable moment, but you've never told me what it is.
I mean, look, I don't know if I can do it justice. Let's get Kat Stewart on the line. She played Billy Proudman in Offspring, an absolutely unbelievable actress. Hello, Kat.
Hello, Chrissie.
Now, you were there when I made my debut.
I was there, and it was amazing. You were brilliant. You were poised. You were professional. It really happened.
Can you give an inkling as to how many times the director had to say cut and why?
Well, look, it's as you say, Chrissie, it's 10 years ago, and my memory's not super sharp, but I think it was very early on in Series 5, and we killed off Patrick at the end of Series 4. So it was raw. It was raw, and the great thing about having you on the show was that you were really involved in the show. And you did have to give a speech about Nina being a single parent and the tragedy she'd been through. And I remember you, it's only that you used it because it was brilliant. You did tear up a bit and you had to go again.
I sobbed.
And that wasn't in the script?
No. And then I had to stop down to all these amazing actors on set. And I had to say,
God.
I am so sorry. I'm just not over Patrick dying and I can't talk about it like it's okay.
Do you remember how many takes you had to do?
I reckon I took about 5, Kat, 5 or 6.
But the thing was, Chrissie, we, as actors, we strive for authenticity and, and that moment where people don't want to see you cry, they want to see you try not to cry. And you totally nailed that. Like, you were great. Unfortunately, that wasn't the scene they wanted you to do.
No,
but it was brilliant.
No, it wasn't. And, it should be no surprise to you or anybody that was on set that day. I have never been asked to act again. Thank you so much for collaborating my embarrassing story, Kat. I'm going to catch up with you soon. I cannot wait.
Can't wait.
Bye, gorgeous.
Thanks,
Bye.
The Chrissie Swan Show.
Hey, Priceline Sister Club members. Don't forget, when you shop at Priceline, there is more to love as a Sister Club member. Every point gets you closer to a $5 reward. Scan your card in store or log in online and start shopping.
Head in store or online at priceline.com.au.
The Chrissie Swan Show.
It's Jack with you this afternoon, reliving some of our best bits of 2024. And the gal that never stopped singing, Jess Mauboy, recently was on the show.
Hey.
And a living Australian treasure, if you don't hardly mind.
Thank you very much. It's so good to see you.
It's so good to see you.
Oh, so I love you so much.
I love you on the cover of the Women's Weekly.
Oh, thank you.
And there's a quote in it that I wanted to mention to you because it's been so long since I've remembered what that feels like. Your quote is, I long to have children one day.
Yes. How crazy is that?
Tell me about it, because it's been so long since I felt anything vaguely that way. Because, my kids are old.
Yeah, I think it's like, because my passion is music first, and I automatically go like, how am I going to handle that? And I think, I look at my my friends, and they're doing it. They're working mums. They've got children. They're having more kids, and I'm like, wow. I don't know if I can personally handle that, because I'm really selfish like that. I love music so badly that I'm literally writing music all the time, and I love performing. I love
and also you'd get a big sort of maternal fix from all the kids
I do.
in the world about you.
I do meet and greets. Like I've been currently doing meet and greets with this record, and I'm seeing all these young kids. The youth are going mad, and I am getting a fix. I'm like, they're like literally making up dances. Like they come up and they're like, oh my gosh, I made a dance to this song. This is my favorite song already. I'm like, yo, I'm dead.
How do you think the youth and like 10-year-olds, for example, are discovering you? Because for people like us in our 20s, we were introduced to you on Australian Idol.
Yeah.
How is a 10-year-old meeting Jess Mowboy? Do you think it is like the TikToks and stuff?
Yeah, it really is. I'm literally submerged in creating content. I'm just trying. I'm
Good
really
on
giving
you.
it a go.
Yeah,
and
I've
it's
also
so
entered.
hard.
I've entered my vlog era as well. Just
I'm trying to flog it as much as I can. You know what I mean?
I said vlog, not flog. Now, this speaking of you touring around and meeting lots of kids, this happened, and you put it up on socials. Have a look. Listen.
I know you've been waiting so long, and I see mum.
Little kids.
Yeah.
I can't heal.
And then you recognise the mother.
I can't heal. I can't deal with you. I can't deal with you.
Can you tell us who the mother of these little kids were?
Okay, so this was literally a surreal moment. I've been a Bardo fan since I met them.
You're only human.
Right? Only human. But don't you make me sad. Our love could be deep as the ocean.
What a
my
tune.
God. I saw her face and I was like, I was looking at her children, and then I looked up and I was like, are you kidding me?
Just to clarify, it was not Sophie Monk.
No.
She doesn't have two secret children that we don't know about.
Right. No, I could not believe my eyes. I was literally speechless. The fact that she had lined up for 2 hours with her very small children.
I think she might be a bigger fan of you than you are of
equal.
her.
I think equal, because I had butterflies.
So exciting.
Yeah, it was like... It was the same moment when I met Mariah.
Oh,
Watching them
out of
create,
it. Sophie from Bardo is not the same. No, Sally.
Sally
Sally
from
from
Bardo. Yes,
is not the same as meeting Mariah Carey. Stop it.
Hey, I want to hear about Mariah. Don't worry about Bardo now.
Yeah.
When did you meet Mariah?
When she last came out. And I remember getting to go backstage and seeing her. She was actually, in fact, getting her makeup done. She turned around and I looked at her big Bambi eyes. And I was like, I was like, she stopped me in my tracks. I was so speechless. We were literally having an eye conversation.
What you eye sex?
I literally hi. Like our eyes were saying, hi, how are you? It was so quiet. It was really awkward at one point. And then I was just like, I started singing. You always been my baby. I couldn't know myself. I sung to her. I repeat that over and over in my head.
Did she say, get this person out of
her
here?
hand, no, her hand came out and literally our hands touched. Cute. And I saw her butterfly ring and I was like, oh my God, this is my moment. This is like...
She's announced that she's doing a residency in the same place that Kylie did hers.
Yes.
Would you make the pilgrimage to go and see Mimi?
I would make the trip.
She's stuck around like the legend that she is, Jessica Mowboy.
Always for you. Always for you.
Now, Jess, I've always loved you, but I saw a headline that has made me love you even more and relate to you even more over the weekend.
Oh, no, I'm scared.
No.
What have I been saying? I've been saying some shit. Oh, my God.
Don't we talk rubbish?
This is what it says. Jessica Mowboy, I like to party. Somehow that's never made the headlines. I was like, yes, girl.
We knew that you did, but you're so good.
No, I'm telling you, there has been moments in my life that I'm like, how has that not been leaked? Or just I love to dance. I love to go and like see an awesome DJ and just like have them, you know, just rip up and make remixes and then just dance all night until my feet just are bleeding.
Can you like get into house music and like get down to that or no?
Oh yeah, no, I can booty shake to house music.
Yes, I love
I
that.
can find my own rhythm in house music.
Great.
I tend to just jump with house music.
Yeah, okay.
So that's cardio for me, see?
Awesome.
Like, yeah.
I want to go on a Malboy bender.
Yeah, but no, I love that you mentioned this this crazy comment that oh my God. But yeah, there has been some wild nights with family members and, you know, my best friends. And yeah, it's just never come out. Images like of me just like having shots and shouting like at the club. Like there have been moments where I've gone out and been like, you know, like, shouting everyone.
Yeah.
You know, like looked at my bank details
Putting
like the next
Amex
day and I'm
down.
like, okay. She went a little bit too far.
I mean, I love that because it just proves that you're like everybody else. We
Yo.
all have those moments.
Right.
Human.
In a way that you are not like everyone else. You have an unbelievable voice and you
Thank
can
you, Chrissie.
sing, you know, seemingly with no nerves or hitches in front of thousands of people. Did you see Alicia Keys hit a bum note at the Super Bowl?
Oh, you know, I'm not going to lie. I did hear it.
Have a listen again.
Okay. Yeah, it was literally the first. It was the first lyric, right? It was really hard because I was like, oh, but I'm like, she'll keep going. She'll keep going. You know, when you're just like on the edge of your seat and you're like, oh, come on, sis, you got this.
Yeah.
You got this. Like, just sing. Don't try and use the breath because once you start trying to do the small breath, that's when your voice can start breaking. Just use full. Go full, sis, if you don't have that breath in check. You know what I mean?
Where were you when she needed you in the halftime Super Bowl performance?
No, oh my gosh, see, like it's literally she was obviously like super tired, but she was trying to like she was trying to get there and she did. Because
There's no
she just
doubt,
recovered.
There's no doubt she can sing,
Oh,
obviously. If you missed the halftime entertainment and only saw it online, have a look what the kind people did to it. Fixed.
On YouTube, they
did
fixed
not fix it.
They did.
Yeah.
Why?
They fixed it in post.
Wow.
I don't know, but they did a good job
They
at
did
it.
a great job. Oh, look, you're jealous. You're furious. You want to throw the desk.
I'm furious because I think, you know, I think it's only natural to share those moments that are so vulnerable.
Do
know?
you keep
As
going?
Artists, you have to.
Right.
You have to keep going. Or like if you had like on tour, because for me, when I'm on tour and you're exhausted, you know, like you're literally doing a show every night or traveling and then doing a show that night.
And it sounds like you might be hungover from 17 shots that are
Shouting everybody the night before. Yeah, no, honestly, I've had moments like that and I've had to just be like, well, you can do that within your show because it's your set.
Yeah.
You know, and I've literally had to start the whole band again and be like, wait, you know, and take it as a, you know, just to laugh it off a little bit and be like, hey, I'm only human.
Yes.
Yeah, let's do this again because I know I got a better note.
I love it when that happens in a show.
I love it when
know.
Adele does it.
Adele
Adele always
I was
does
gonna
it.
say, Adele
Yeah.
does it all the time and I love that. I think it's really authentic, it's real, and it does happen.
You may not remember him, but our new producer, Tom,
Yes.
worked on a
Come in,
different
Tom.
show last year and a
Come
different
in,
show
Tom.
the year before. And you made a promise to Tom.
What was the promise, Tom?
Okay, so
Oh gosh, oh no.
possibly one of the best days of my life.
Oh gosh.
When
I
I
gotta
spoke,
stand up for
when
this.
you sang for me,
Yes.
but then you said
What did I say?
you did offer me tickets to your concert, and you said
Oh dear.
you have to come to the show, and I was like, I'll be there.
Okay, yeah, I would.
And I'm just letting you know,
You're reminding me.
I haven't received anything.
Oh damn! Oh damn! Look! Tell Emma. Emma's out there. She's putting her thumbs up. She's like, you have tickets.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Hey,
She's-
while you're giving him out,
she's my
Emma, my,
music rep.
daughter's obsessed with Jess. Can we come to
There you
you?
go.
Okay, great.
There you go.
Sorted. Jess's brand new album,
got it,
Yours
Tom.
Forever, is out now. Stream and download it. It's got this absolute tune on it.
Let me give you love.
What a song. Where's he, Jess?
Oh, right. Where are you, Jason? Where are you? Where are you when I need you the most?
How's the food where you are, Jason?
We love you, Jess. Thanks so much for
Thank
coming
you so
in.
much for having me.
The Chrissie Swan Show. The Chrissie Swan Show.
Reliving some of our best bits. We'll be back with you live tomorrow. We recently went to the phones and asked you this.
Please give us a call if your kids do something that remind you of their forebears and it freaks you out a little bit. What the inspiration for this is I saw a little bit of footage of Johnny Cash's grandson. Now, Johnny Cash was a legendary country singer, very old now, so you may not have heard of him. You may have heard of his film, though, Walk the Line with Reese Witherspoon and Joaquin Phoenix. Highly recommend if you haven't seen it these holidays. Go and have a look on one of the streamers. But this is the original Folsom Prison Blues by Johnny Cash. Have a listen.
I'm stuck in Folsom Prison and time keeps dragging on. But that train keeps a-rolling on down to San Antone.
What a voice.
What a voice.
I was just a baby. My mama told me, son.
It's such a great song. And it's such a great story too. You know, he performed that live in a prison, went to see all the bad guys at Folsom Prison.
Really? That's sick. Can you find that footage anywhere?
Absolutely.
Oh, I love that.
I know, he's one of the probably the first and only to do that. It's awesome.
Man, I love prison stuff.
I know, I love prison stuff too. And you've got to see the film. If you haven't seen Walk the Line, you would love it. Anyway, he had lots of wives and lots of kids, as you know, country legends always do. One of them is called Thomas, and this is what he sounds like.
Well, if they free me from this prison and the railroad train
that's
was
creepy.
mine,
What?
I bet I'd move it on a little farther down the line, far from Folsom Prison,
I've got goosebumps.
and I'd let that lonesome whistle.
It's unbelievable.
It is.
It's unbelievable. And it's even more powerful when you can't see the visual because, you know, that throws you off because you can see it's clearly not Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
There are some things that my kids do. My daughter Peg, who's 10, she has this little giggle and she narrows her eyes sometimes and it is exactly like my gran. Like, no difference. It's like if I close my eyes, it's my gran's giggle, and yet they never met each other.
It's so phenomenal that those sorts of mannerisms can be carried down in genes.
Yeah, and I think we're used to people looking like each other genetically.
No, but there's something to be said for the mannerism.
But when there's a mannerism
Yeah.
or a sound or a voice,
It's amazing.
or like a predilection for pretzels, it's like you just don't know where it comes
Really
from.
cool.
It's really cool. 13 24 10. I am going to love these stories so much. Will, what did your dad and uncles do that reminded you of their forebears?
Well, in our family, when we're at like a dinner or late at night, my dad sits in his desk chair and they'll sort of nod off. So they'll nod off and their heads will start to slump into their
Like chest?
Yeah, and slump, and they'll look exactly like my grandfather did when he'd fall asleep at the dinner table. It's amazing.
Isn't that amazing? And did they? Obviously, you guys would rib them over it. You look exactly like Pa. Did they hate that or love it?
My dad's a bit of an old grump, and he'd be like, "No, I don't." and then my uncles will be like, "Oh yeah, whatever."
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, Will, but as the next male in line, you know that your future definitely has droopy cheeks and falling asleep on your own chest at family occasions.
Well, I'm hoping it doesn't. I'm hoping I got mum's side of the family in this.
A $250 The Gift Card Exchange voucher for you, Will. It's the gift they actually want. 100 famous brands straight to their digital wallet. giftcardexchange.com.au.
You can't outrun your genes. I realised just this week I was trying to get a pot out of a low drawer and I sort of fashioned, my body just did this thing genetically and it's like I fashioned a stand out of my own body, like a stool.
Oh, so you just like
I used my elbow and my knee and I got down and I was like
a full old lady table.
What am I doing here? It's like the genes were taking over and it was exactly what my gran used to do to get a certain baking dish from the back of the shelf. It's unbelievable when it happens. Madison, what does your son do?
my dad used to have this look. Every time he got frustrated, his eyebrows would come together. And I haven't seen it since he passed away, but my son got frustrated the other week and frowned. And I looked at him like, that's Dad.
Oh,
wow.
So now every time he gets frustrated and he frowns, we call it the Poppy frown.
Aw.
that is so sweet. It must be lovely to see it again because I'm imagining you miss your dad. I would be tempted to make my son frustrated more often just to get a glimpse of it, Madison.
I don't need to try.
The Chrissie Swan Show.
It's Jack Charles with you. Unfortunately, we are missing the most important part of this equation today, Chrissie. All is good though. She will be back with us live from 2 o'clock tomorrow. In the meantime, we're going to enjoy some of our best bits of 2024 so far. One of those bits is Chrissie and I arguing about chest freezers because that's just what we do.
The Chrissie Swan Show. The Chrissie Swan Show.
It's only over a month until Swan's Queen releases her new album, The Tortured Poets Department, and you better believe Chrissie's got plans for it.
I've organised a listening party.
For what?
For the new Taylor album, The Tortured Poets Department.
Already?
Yes. And I didn't realise this was going to happen until my gorgeous daughter, Peg, who I experienced Taylor Swift with, looked at me and she goes, "What are you doing on April 20? And I said, "Oh, God, I don't know. I haven't checked my bloody diary." She goes, "Oh, you know." And then it all came flooding back that Taylor's new album is being released on the 19th, which Peg tells me is actually the 20th here.
Yes, yep.
Which is upsetting.
Is that a Friday?
I don't know. I don't know what day it is, but I know the date.
Because I feel like... Oh, it's a Wednesday.
It's a Wednesday.
It's not a usual Friday release.
Okay, I'm so excited.
So-
I can't wait for it.
Are you going to have the day off work? Do we need to talk about this?
Actually, I'm officially putting in notice.
Okay, great.
I'm sick. I'm love sick that day.
Tell me what you're doing.
But this is what I'm doing because I was like, okay, and I need to make a thing of it because
Yeah.
we're both excited. And I'm big on things. I love making a big deal out of stuff.
I love that.
Anyway, in the back of my mind, I'm like, what are we going to do? Bang, an email comes through from Taylor Nation, which of course I subscribe to.
What is Taylor Nation?
You don't even need to
my
know.
God.
You can guess. Anyway, pre-order the vinyl album, vinyl, old school. And I thought, this is great. So I've bought the vinyl. I bought the vinyl.
Of the Tortured Poets Department?
Of the Tortured Poets Department with the exclusive bonus track, The Bolter, which was announced during the concert
show.
that we went to.
Yes.
So I've got that all organised. It's coming to me and I'm like, okay, I can see this now. Me and Peg upstairs. She wants to drink champagne in honour of champagne problems.
Peg does?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I couldn't be more obsessed with her.
Yes,
this is so
but-
good.
But she's like, obviously you don't drink, so, and you know.
I'm
she
10.
Goes, she goes, obviously you don't drink and I'm in grade 5. So we'll get one of those bottles that you've got in the, you know, in the fridge. I said, yes, I've got non-alcoholic. So I've got some Maggie Beers stuff there.
Great.
So we're going to do that. That's our champagne problem. We're going to got the album, everything's happening. And then I realised I did not have a record player.
That is peak chaotic Chrissie. So please tell me you've searched on Facebook Marketplace or found one online.
Can I tell you, I got online and I bought the tinniest, crappiest piece of shit. I mean, anybody who likes music would want to throw it out the window. It was so cheap and it was half price. It was cheap at full price and it was on sale. Anyway, I've got it set up.
Yep.
The album is coming. I've got my non-alcoholic bubbles for champagne problems and I cannot wait for this album.
If you get the day off work, does Peg get the day off school to drink champagne?
I mean, of course,
Should
yes.
we call the teacher and tell her on that the day before? That would be fun.
You know, like I did with the
I know.
concert.
The Chrissie Swan Show.
I've had a long-standing bone to pick with you, and today's the day, Jack.
I love it.
I mean, I feel like it's almost a redundant argument because I know that I'm right.
Really?
Yeah.
I just don't think you will be, but okay.
I think I am because you think that chest freezers, those ones that are like a giant coffin
Yeah.
that you keep usually in the garage or in the laundry or somewhere like that, carport, and you fill it with other bits and bobs. You think that there is nothing more bogan.
I think they're the height of boganness.
Why?
I think this is probably a little bit unfair, I'll admit, but growing up, the couple of people I knew that had them were bogans.
What did they have in there that made them bogan? Or was it the very fact that they had them bogan enough?
Just the look of them looked bogan to me, and it was also just like filled with crap. And then there were icy poles. So as kids, we used to go and get the icy poles, but there was just so much frozen food. And I'm like, you don't need to freeze all your food, mate. You can go to the shops and buy it.
No, you can't. This is the thing. So I have a chest freezer, and I come from a long line of chest freezer enthusiasts.
Okay.
My gran had one, and one of my most fond memories was going to visit her in Brisbane. And she would literally open the door and go straight to the chest freezer, and that she would dig around in there. She was a tall woman with long arms, which you need to be if you're going to have a chest freezer.
Yeah, because you've got to really dive in.
Correct. And she would have this little wire basket full of scones that she had baked in the Brisbane heat and then frozen. And then you can defrost them and they're just like, straight away fresh. So I thought, if there is a God, when I grow up, I'm going to be able to have a chest freezer. And I do. The reason I don't think it's bogan is because what the hell has happened to freezer sizes today in a normal fridge that belongs in your kitchen? You can't even get a 4-litre Neapolitan in there.
But if you buy a fridge that, instead of a chest freezer, can't you just buy a freezer that stands tall so that you don't have to have this bogan-looking chest that looks like a body could be belonging in it? Like, they're for murderers,
yeah,
not
I know.
for people.
That's also part of the appeal for me because, I love a true crime podcast.
And I used to hate growing up when Mum would go, I'm like, there's no bread. And Mum goes, yes, there is. It's in the freezer.
Yes.
I don't want freezer bread. I want fresh bread.
Oh my God, I would have kicked you out of, I would have got like, what do they call it? Adoption papers. I would have got them. They're the most useful for bread because bread is bulky. If you try and get one loaf of bread and a tub of ice cream in a normal freezer these days, you will not be able to.
Solution there, keep the bread in the pantry and buy it fresh.
13 24 10. Are chest freezers bogan? I believe 100% they are not.
I believe 100% they are. I'm happy with a normal freezer, like a tall standing freezer in your garage.
But you can't fit anything in there.
Well, you just got to be better at shopping
I
during
don't
the week.
have time to go to Baker's Light every 3 days. And I'm about to be vindicated, I believe. I mean, look, the chances are high. I believe that chest freezers are genius.
And I believe they are the height of boganness.
I cannot live without mine. I took such pleasure last week pulling every single thing out, writing down what it was and putting it back in order, and then transcribing the contents of the chest freezer into the kitchen so I can go, what do I feel like for dinner tonight? Oh, great. There's 2 5-packs of chicken breasts in there.
That's just annoying. See, I go, hey, what do I feel like for dinner tonight? Chicken breast, great. I'll go to Woolies on the way home and purchase it.
Oh, well, fiddle-de-dee. Good for you. Joe, what is it? Is it genius or is it a bogan?
It's 100% genius.
Yes, Joe. Yes.
Where are you going to hide the good ice cream when you've got children?
I know, that's true. Do you put it in? I've started to put it in a different bag.
No, you just put it all the way on the bottom so they don't see it. No one goes all the way to the bottom.
I'm going to give you another hack, Joe, because you don't want to go all the way to the bottom either for your Maggie Beers rum and raisin. I know you. So what I do is I put it in a bag of something that's annoying, like a bag of peas. I'll put the ice cream tub in the empty bag of peas or the corn kernels. Kids will never touch that.
Smart.
And then they can go right on the top, Joe, right on the top.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's true.
That's 1 point to you, Swan. Joe, we're going to send you a Priceline pharmacy voucher. Let's go to Michelle. Hi, Michelle.
G'day, guys.
Bogan or genius?
Absolutely bogan.
Yes. I love you, Michelle. Tell us why.
I tell you why. Even though there's a real good place to hide ice cream down the bottom, the stuff that I put down the bottom goes to die.
I know. It is weird when you find those little freezer burn stripy bits of chicken. But hence...
Our freezer died a couple of weeks ago and I was pulling out the stuff and it's got expired stuff from 2019 in it. And I did what you did. I wrote a list and put it on top and then it got just... everything went crazy. And,
so yours is blown up. Are you replacing it?
I am, but with an upright. There's no way
Yes.
I would buy another.
Yes, Michelle.
What is this upright business? I've never heard of it. I thought you can only get a chest freezer.
Oh, upright's the bomb.
You can get upright ones now.
What, like big capacity, just freezer, but standing up?
Yes.
Oh, for
you can,
God's
just like a fridge, so you can open it and see what's in there.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's chic, Swanee. You should invest in that, and then you're not having to dive in.
But I don't think they exist.
They do. I'm looking at it right now. Jump on Kogan.
You're
They
joking.
absolutely do.
Yep.
All right. Okay. I'm on that. Thank you, Michelle. See? What is it? Trouble shared is a trouble halved. Veronica, bogan or genius?
It's only bogan, I think, if you use it to store things you've shot off the back of the boot.
So if there's like a kangaroo just sitting in there.
Exactly. Or, like a...
Or if you've been going pigging.
Pigging, couple of rabbits.
That is true. Or like baked.
Yeah,
That's bogan. Yeah.
And it gets stinky. Priceline Pharmacy voucher for you, Veronica.
And let's finish with Liv. What do you think?
Massively bogan, Chrissy. Massively.
What do you mean?
Well, like if you live on a farm and you've got to bang like a whole cow in there, that's fine, But if you live in the suburbs, why don't you want to eat fresh fruit and vegetables? What are you getting through all that?
Exactly, Liv.
Well, I don't put fresh fruit and vegetables in the
No,
freezer,
but that's
Liv.
the problem. That's what I'm saying. So it suggests you're not eating them.
No, I put them in the fridge and I eat them all the time. But
No one
what about
eats that much oven chips that they need a whole chest for them.
Liv?
You just got lived.
How many people are you cooking for every day?
Oh, myself.
Goodbye.
Yes.
Goodbye, Liv.
The Chrissie Swan Show.
Sadly, last night we said goodbye to Michael and Stephen on maths. But when they first joined the show a few weeks ago, we were obsessed with Stephen's facial scar.
And I am mad about the same-sex couple, Michael and Stephen.
If Stephen and Michael don't work out, Stephen, I am available and ready to get engaged to you.
Oh, he's your favourite of the two.
Absolutely.
I think they're so lovely and gentle and sweet. I mean, they both look like little rescue kittens.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like, they've
do.
just got this real beauty about them. You and I are obsessed with the scars on Stephen's face.
We were both talking off air after the show yesterday about how hot face scars are, and we said it at the same time.
It's so interesting because I think society tells us that your life is over if you have a scar on your face.
No.
And let me tell you, society is wrong. I love a little imperfection. Like, even on Harrison Ford's face, most people might not even know this, but he's got a big scar from his bottom lip all the way down into his chin. It's the first thing that I noticed about him, even when I was a kid.
Yeah, right.
I love them, love them, love them.
And not only, like, physically do I think they look good, I think it's so interesting being like, you can meet someone and know that you've got a story straight up about what's happened.
Straight away, what a great icebreaker.
Right?
I mean, some of the stories are pretty grim. Stephen's story, for example, is a bit rough.
I'm Stephen, I'm 26, and I'm a hairdresser from Perth. I was in a car accident when I was 8. It was a pretty hectic accident. It was a front-on collision on the freeway. The recovery for me was a lot more intense, I think, than the incident itself. Going to school for the first time and the kids being scared to be around me. Yeah, the reality of like, this is what I look like now. This is what everyone else is seeing.
Yeah.
They're seeing hotness. Is what they're seeing, Stephen.
And we like what we
Yeah.
see. I've got a little scar in my eyebrow.
Oh, you do too?
Can you see it? I feel like it's
I have
faded a
never
lot.
clocked it until you've just pointed it out.
I love it so much, and I make sure that I pluck the eyebrow hairs out of it so that it's visible.
Yes, okay, good.
So that happened when I was a kid as well. I was at kinder.
Yeah.
And I was being chased by a boy because,
hot
I'm
stuff.
just hot stuff. I was being chased and I turned around to see where he was in the scheme of things and then smashed my head on the side of a desk. And I remember when it was healing, it looked like a little piece of celery, like it was all ripply. But I love that scar.
Good.
I love it. My son's got 3 very small scars, almost like Scar from The Lion King.
Yeah.
Where his little brother scratched his face when he was being awful. And they're starting to fade because they're like 10 years old. And he's really sad because he loves his scars.
That's good. I love that everyone like in your life has embraced them.
Yeah. Have you got any scars?
I don't think so. Just mentally. 13 24
I
10.
love it.
Do you have a face scar? Let's go to Nicole.
Hello.
Hi, Nicole. Your hubby's got a scar.
He's got two. He's got one on his cheekbone and one on his forehead.
Okay, tell
when
me.
When he was in his late teens,
Yeah.
he was driving through Liverpool. His brother was driving. Young kids didn't have seatbelts on and a car pulled out in front of them and my husband went through the windscreen. So he landed on the bonnet. He had glass in his eyes everywhere. There's not just on his face, they're through his head as well, but you can't obviously see that because of his hair. Wow. But, yeah, telling the story, it's funny. But, I mean, obviously it probably wasn't funny.
No, I bet it was anything but funny at the time. When you first laid eyes on him, Nicole, though, were you like, hello?
Yes. Well, I'm not biased, but my husband is very sexy. He's Maltese. He has dark skin. So the scars are a little bit more prominent because of his olive skin, but it's part of his story, you know?
Ooh,
yeah.
Scars on olive skin.
Does he let you touch them?
I think so, yes, when I'm fondling his face.
What else do you fondle?
Oh, stop it, Jack.
Nicole, Priceline Pharmacy voucher for you.
Sarah, let's finish with you. What did you do to your cheek, my girl?
Hi, Chrissy and Jack. So when I was little, it was about 7. Hindsight is a big thing, actually. I had a mark on my cheek that was growing slowly. So my mum took me through to get it checked out and the doctor was like, oh, we better remove it. So 3 stitches later and me was like, I don't like the look of these 3 black stitches in my cheek. So I ran and hid in the bathroom and pulled them out.
Oh,
no.
my God, you animal, Sarah.
Now check this out.
The Chrissie Swan Show is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.